Hi everyone. So guys, the draggable is almost completed. You've learned about the draggables very well, but I think that the draggable is not completed. It's incomplete without the droppable, means where we are able to place the draggable elements. So now we just need to make the droppable. So do you want to make the droppable from these elements, these three elements, or do you want to make a new one? Whatever you want. First of all, what I'm just doing, I'm just removing these two elements. Only one is perfect. So then I'll just do something more as a draggable. Okay, as a draggable, this one is perfect. So now I just need to make the droppable. So go back to the browser and actually just make this div2 as droppable. So I'm just removing these two jQuery codes, the jQuery scripts, and save, and then just refresh that back. So now there are only two elements and one is the draggable. Go to the notepad back, and basically what I'm just doing as next, just pressing enter, or just go there and just add the float left property with this one, the div1 and div1. This is div2. I'm just adding the float right with the div2, and div3 is not in use for now. So go back to the browser and refresh. Now you can see that these elements, they are floated. This one is left and this one is right. One thing more I'm just doing, I'm just pressing enter, or just press enter. Okay, make the body and adding some padding inside the body. So the padding, I'm adding around the 50 pixels. So save and go back to the browser and refresh. Now you can see that the elements are looking pretty awesome and little near, and actually they are too far from the border. So what more I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna apply the droppable. So let's just press enter, and you know that this element is draggable, and I'm just not doing anything with this scroll, or just remove that. This is not necessary for now. We just need to learn the droppable in this class, not the draggable. So just draggable should be simple, and I just don't want to make you confused or bored basically. So the second thing I'm doing, I'm just calling the div2 here, and exactly as I said, I'm just making this the droppable. So go there inside the parentheses, because we have to make sure that only the div1 will be able to receive the div2 only be receiving the div1, and something more, that how we can identify that this element is droppable. So let's just pick that. Just go there inside and just put the curly braces, and just open up the curly braces, and let's just start coding. We want to apply some kind of effect and some kind of techniques here when something will be dropped in the droppable. So when something will be dropped in the droppable, so basically I'm just running this function here, and according to the rule, I'm just passing to parameters the event and the UI, and I'm just going inside these curly braces. So these curly braces are not the curly braces of this droppable, these are the the curly braces of this function. So go there, and what do you want there means what do you want to do with the droppable when anyone just move it mouse. So basically what I'm just doing, I'm just removing this div3 sign. I'm just making it a class. So what a class I'm adding, the drop, just a drop class, or PED means when something will be dropped. The second thing is I'm just removing the height and width from this element. Okay, and the border too, only the background in its class, the dropped class. So go there. So first of all, what I'm just doing, I'm just adding the add class here, the parentheses. Now did you remember the method of the add class? I'm just gonna add the class of the dropped on the droppable. Okay, don't forget that we just selected the the div2. So exactly the div2 will be getting the dropped class upon the dropping of any element. And now I just want to add some more things with this one. So let's just add some more. Oh wait, one thing more, that you know that we have to add the selector too. And now which is the selector? The selector is this, exactly the div2. So now I'm just using the chaining method. So remove this point, the semicolon, or right now I'm just adding the semicolon to check the result. Then I'll just do some more thing. Go to the browser and refresh. Now picking this element, and one thing more, that I think I should make this element little small, or this one little bigger. whatever you prefer. I'm just making this one a little bigger, the 400 and the 400 as height too, and saving and going back to the browser and refresh. Now pick this element and drop this inside that element. It's not working, you can see that. Why? Just go back to the notepad, and basically what is the issue, you know that on a div 2 I just applied the background as green and there the background is blue. So basically the background, the div 2 has already the background, so I just need to remove the first background, then I'll be able to apply the second background, the dropped background. So go to the browser and refresh and pick the element and now drop it and just drop here, and now you can see that it's been dropped. Exactly, looking perfect. Refresh that back and just pick that up and just drop a little corner of the element. Not giving any result. A little more, it's still not. Little more. Now it's giving us the result. What is the reason and what the meaning? Just refresh and I'm just gonna clear you. You can see that I just picked that element up, and now it's still not half element has inside the box. At least half of the element should be inside the box to show that the element has been dropped, the draggable element has been dropped. So now it's more than half. It's no, actually it's around half. Just pick that up a little bit. Now it's became, you can see that, the blue one. So in this way it's just proving that the element is droppable. That means just because that the dropped clause has been applying, but we just can only not do this thing. We can add a lot of more things. Just put a point and the text. I just want to add some text also, and I just want to put the text as got it. Save and go to the browser back and refresh. Now pick that up and paste there. Now you can see that I got it. One thing more, I think I should apply the color too. Color as white. So save and go back to the browser and refresh that back. Pick the element and drop inside the you can see that this is space, the droppable element. Now you can see the text, the droppable, so this is the droppable element. But something more, in a droppable chapter, I'm just going to the notepad back, and basically what I'm just doing, I'm just simply doing one thing. Actually I'm just copying the div 1 again and pasting there and making this div 3. So now what I'm just doing, I'm just duplicating that one, the div 2, div 1, and making this div 3 again, and the div 1 again, and there this should be the div 3. So save and go to the browser back and refresh. Now there are two elements and both of them are able to be draggable. So which one will work there in this box? If I just pick that one, so now again don't forget that this one is the right one, so pick that and paste there. It's working perfectly. So refresh and pick that one, the left one. This one is the right one. Now I'm just picking the left one. So pick the left one and place that inside the droppable, and it's working too. That means the both are working. That means any kind of draggable element can be placed. But now I can bound this droppable to be accepted only single element, or only the div 1 or the div 3, whatever you want to accept. So let's just simply type just after the curly braces, basically inside the curly braces, the accept. So I just want to make the acceptable element is div 1, so the div 1 will be accepted. Now the comma, don't forget to put the comma, because you know that there are two different properties or the objects, the methods of the single object, the droppable object. So exactly the comma is required according to the JavaScript rule. Again, the jQuery UI is a part of JavaScript basically. So one thing more I just want to do, that I'm just changing the background colors. This one should be red. Now the div 1 is red, so refresh this one. This one is the red one, this one is the orange one, and don't forget that red one is acceptable only because the red one is div 1 and div 1 has the red color. So refresh that back and pick this one, and it's not working. However, it placed inside it, because you know that I can place the element anywhere, but exactly it's not working. But pick that one, place there. Now it's accepted and actually got it. That means now it only be accepting this one. Well, in the same way we can do another thing. You know that only div 1 is accepted, but we actually can give the draggables to make giving them the ability to be dropped or no. So for a little time I'm just making this the accept one element to be ignored, and now save and go back to the browser and check that, refresh. Now you can see that both of them will be working. refresh. Now pick the orange one, it's working too. So what is actually I just want to do, I'm just going there in the draggables, okay, not in a droppable, in the draggable. So what I'm just doing, I'm just making the revert. So sorry, yeah, this one. Do you want to make this draggable as valid for droppable, for dropping, or no? I just want to make it valid or invalid. You can make it invalid too. I'm just making it valid. Now save. And now, well, the curly braces are really important, as you know, the basic rule of the JavaScript objects. So go there and put two curly braces, and again the revert, and then I just want to make this one as invalid. Super perfect. Not the invalid, the invalid. Let's just test this out. Well, first of all, save this and go to the browser and refresh. Now what will happen, go back to the browser to clear up something, that the div1 is valid, okay, div3 is invalid, div1 is red, the div3 is orange, so the red one is valid to revert. So go to the browser back and refresh that and pick the red one and drop this here. It dropped, and there you can see that got it text, but it's actually not placing inside it. It's going again on a real place. You can see that I'm just picking it up and it's going out inside. It's actually, it can't be inside because I just made the reverting for valid for this one, but this one the reverting is invalid. So paste this here. Well, refresh that one first and pick that one, the orange one, and it's dropped also, but nothing. But now if I just click this and bring that back to the out of the element, but it's not, it cannot come back, okay, and it cannot go inside, it cannot be placed inside, it cannot come back because the reverting is invalid for this element and valid for this element. So now I think you can understand how beautiful it is. It means they both are the draggable, and it's accepting both of them, but this is valid and this is invalid for reverting. So this is a beautiful combination you've learned. So guys, if you just want to continue the jQuery UI, let's just go to the next class. Stay tuned and goodbye.